the students into part 3 of the lesson Project Tiger. എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് നമുക്ക് പാഠഭാഗത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. ഓർക്കുക, വളരെ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട പാഠഭാഗമാണിത്. മറക്കാതെ തുടക്കം മുതൽ അവസാനം വരെ എല്ലാവരും ക്ഷമയോടുകൂടി കാണുക. നിങ്ങൾ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടെങ്കിൽ ലൈക്ക് ചെയ്യൂ, ഷെയർ ചെയ്യൂ, സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യൂ.
എല്ലാ കുട്ടികളും വളരെ ശ്രദ്ധാപൂർവം മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ഈ പാഠത്തിലെ 5, 6 നമ്മൾ വായിക്കാൻ പോകുന്ന ഈ 2 പാരഗ്രാഫും ഇതിനു മുൻപ് 2017 ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കോംപ്രിഹെൻഷനിൽ ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ചോദ്യമാണ്.
Every animal in a Hollywood film is well trained. It is not difficult to train a horse or a dog. But have you ever heard of trained ravens? Not just 1 or 2, but nearly 100 of them. Even this was made possible in Hollywood when the creator of some of the best suspense films in the history of cinema, Alfred Hitchcock, decided to make a film called Birds.
Here, in this part, we need to underline 5 words. First of all, please underline well trained. Then, ravens. Third one, suspense films. Fourth one, Alfred Hitchcock. Then the 5th one, birds. You are familiar with most of the words, but you may have the doubt with the word ravens. And what does it mean, raven? Raven means a bird that looks like a crow but is larger. We understand it is malankaka. What is the peculiarity of animals used in Hollywood films? Yes, very good. They are well trained. Then we understand the next question. Name the film made by Hitchcock mentioned in the passage. Yes, it's all about birds.
In the story, birds from all over the world start attacking humans. Hitchcock needed a variety of birds, but what was required in the largest number was ravens. Notices were placed in the press all over the United States, asking people to contact the filmmaker if they knew how to get hold of trained ravens.
Students, please underline 2 words, filmmaker and trained ravens. So we get the clear picture. Alfred Hitchcock was a suspense film creator. Animals in Hollywood film, as we know, are all well trained, right? And a trained horse or a dog was not a difficult task. But Alfred Hitchcock, he tried for trained ravens in order to experiment them in his film called Birds. Then he thought of getting 100 ravens. What did he do to get ravens for his film? Yes, Hitchcock placed notices in the press all over the United States asking people to contact him if they knew how to get hold of trained ravens. So please note down, get hold of means to find something that we need. മലയാളത്തിൽ കണ്ടെത്തുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കരസ്ഥമാക്കുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയും.
Someone replied within a few days. He was asked to bring his birds and he arrived with almost 100 trained ravens. Admittedly, their training had not gone very bad. That is to say, They could not do anything that might be seen as extraordinary. But if as many as 50 ravens are told to perch quietly in a row on a specified spot, and if they obey this command instantly, isn't that pretty impressive?
Two words can be underlined. One is admittedly and the other one is per. Admittedly means surely. It's an adverb, correct? Perch means it's a verb. The meaning is to land and stay on a branch. കുത്തിയിരിക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ചേക്കേറുക എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ പറയും. So, as Alfred Hitchcock wished, a person replied, because he had already given an ad for getting trained ravens, correct? And here, soon after seeing his ad, someone means a person replied. And he was asked to come, correct? Then what happened? He came with 100 trained ravens. What did Alfred find about these particular ravens? He found them as extraordinary. In order to check their skills, what did he do? He did a small test. How? He told those ravens to perch quietly in a row to a specified spot. Then, out of 100, 50 of them did very impressively. So, what was pretty impressive about trained ravens? Ask this question. These are three questions which we have discussed so far in SCEERT question pool 2017. Okay, and the answer is 50 ravens obeyed the command and perched quietly in a row on a specified spot.
Needless to say, in our own country, it is not at all easy to find trained animals, although some films have been made in Bombay and Madras that involved working with elephants, horses, and tigers. Their performance did suggest that they were used to obeying commands. In Bengal, it is sometimes possible to find clever dogs, particularly police dogs, which are quite intelligent. If one is prepared to be patient, it is not altogether impossible to get good performances out of them, as we managed to do with Ulo in Pada Panchali.
Please underline the words Bhulo in Pada Panchali. He said that in the past in our country, some of the animals were used where? In the places like Bombay and Madras. They were involved working with elephants, horses, and tigers. And what did they do maximum? They might have obeyed the commands. Then they indicate about police dogs. We all know about police dogs, right? How are they? Yes, they are very clever and intelligent, correct? Here, he says that one should be patient. ക്ഷമയോട് കൂടി ഇരിക്കുക. For what? Then we can train any animal for the films. So he has given an example also. He said that Fulo in Pada Panchali. In paragraph 8, he says that it is not impossible to handle a dog. It is possible. Okay, it is always possible, he said that. But he is asking, in case if we want to handle a tiger, then how would we be able to manage? Here, Satyajit Ray portrays the important scene of the film As we have seen, Guppy, Gain, Baha, Bain. Guppy and Baha are the dogs. They had been banished and they both were roaming or wandering here and there in the forest. Suddenly, they see a tiger and freeze. What is the meaning of freeze? Please write down. To become incapable of moving or speaking. മരവിച്ച് നിൽക്കുക എന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയില്ലേ മലയാളത്തിൽ. But the tiger simply walks about in the forest without paying them the slightest attention. Look into the questions on page number 45. What were the difficulties Alfred Hitchcock had to face while making the film Birds? Alfred Hitchcock wanted birds as actors. It was difficult to get trained ravens as actors, but 100 of them were to be found. How did Hitchcock manage to get a large number of ravens for his film? He placed notices in the press all over the United States to get hold of trained ravens. What is described as pretty impressive? Yes. To watch 50 ravens perch quietly in a row on a specified spot and all of them obeying the command of the trainer was pretty impressive. Identify the main topic of the article from paragraph 8. What is that? It is shooting films using tigers. What other details are given about the topic in the paragraph? Of course, as we all know, the role the tiger has to play in the scene. Correct? ഒരു നായയെ കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യാൻ വിഷമമായിരിക്കുമെങ്കിലും അസാധ്യമായിരിക്കില്ല അല്ലേ? ഒരു സിനിമയിൽ ഒരു കടുവ ആവശ്യമായി വന്നാൽ ഒരാൾ എന്തു ചെയ്യണമായിരുന്നു എന്നാണ് കരുതുന്നത്? ഗുപി, ഗ്വാന, ബാഹ, ബ്യാന ചിത്രീകരിച്ചു കൊണ്ടിരുന്നപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രശ്നവും അവർക്ക് കൈകാര്യം ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വന്നു എന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. ആ സിനിമയിൽ രാജാവിനാൽ നാട് കടത്തപ്പെട്ട ഗൂപ്പി കാട്ടിലൂടെ അലഞ്ഞു തിരിഞ്ഞു നടക്കുമ്പോൾ നാടുകടത്തപ്പെട്ട ബാഹയെ കണ്ടുമുട്ടുന്നു. അവർ ഒരു കടുവയെ കണ്ട് മരവിച്ച് നിൽക്കുന്നു അല്ലേ? പക്ഷേ ആ കടുവ അവരെ അല്പം പോലും ശ്രദ്ധിക്കാതെ കാട്ടിൽ അങ്ങോട്ടും ഇങ്ങോട്ടും നടക്കുകയാണ്.
I have given you the explanation in a simple and short way. ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നവർക്ക് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് മനസ്സിലാവും. അറിയാം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും മനസ്സിലായെന്ന്. എന്തെങ്കിലും ഡൗട്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ കമന്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഉൾപ്പെടുത്താൻ മറക്കണ്ട. വീണ്ടും കാണാം അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സിൽ. താങ്ക് യു.